Yeah, what's up? This is a video response to Crazy 316. I'm usually pretty sarcastic and rude, but you don't seem to like that, and you're pretty respectful, so I'll do it the same. The thing is, you need to understand how liberals view gay people and how it differs from how you view them. I mean, when you say gay people can't marry the person they love, in a liberal's eyes, in my eyes, it's equivalent to saying a black person can't marry the person they love. It's no different. That's why they react in such a way. Also, marriage hasn't always had a concrete definition. I mean, all sorts of different cultures, different places, they've had their own little rules. I mean, Christianity doesn't have the exclusive rights to marriage. Sure, I mean, you can say they can't get married in a church. That's fine, but why not let them have a civil union? A marriage outside of church. What's the problem with that? Even if I was Christian, I wouldn't be against gay marriage. I mean, as a Christian, all you can do is tell them the message. They're either going to accept it, or they won't. You can't force your lifestyle upon them. You can't do it. Also, why is it Christians seem to pick and choose which sins rarely matter? I've never seen a sign, saying God hates people who remarry, even though the Bible says that's adultery. Why don't, you apply the same level of unacceptance to all sins? Why is it just this sin? You guys seem to pinpoint this one sin that matters more than the rest of them. It doesn't make sense to me. You say you don't have to accept it with open arms and hug it and squeeze it. Christ didn't condemn the sinner. He put to shame the detractors who try to use their power to legislate against them. He went eating and drinking with the sinners of his day. He accepted them for who they were. He didn't try to change them. Like I said earlier, about adultery, a person who gets divorced and remarries commits adultery according to the Bible. And I'll put all these verses in the description. I don't know which side, but yeah. It's kind of like, why are Christians not against divorce and remarrying like they are against homosexuals? I would say being a single parent, it would be like having a single parent would be harder on a child than it would than having two parents with the same gender who are happily married. I think that would be better for the kid. Granted, I live in Massachusetts, so the level of acceptance kind of allows for that. It just seems kind of hypocritical, because like in the book of Matthew, the king has some servants, and one of the servants owes him money, and he's going to put him in jail, but the servant starts asking for forgiveness and, crying and stuff. So the king feels bad for him, he lets him go. Then that same servant, I guess lent money to another servant, and that servant owes him money. He goes up to that servant and starts, threatening him, give me the money and stuff. And he doesn't have the money, so he puts him in jail. The king finds out about this, and he gets really angry, because it's like, why don't you extend the forgiveness that I extended to you to that servant? And then he puts that servant in jail. It's kind of like the same thing. Why aren't you extending that same forgiveness that is extended to you? And then, all the other sinners.